Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of UltraSonicHero Studio. So this is a new segment that I'm adding onto this channel, where I'm going to be including podcasts, interviews, behind the scenes, reactions, reviews, and commentaries. For this first episode, I am going to be looking back at one of my most amazing music masterpieces that I've done about 10 months ago, and it's inspired by the fan animation series Team Sonic Adventures, and the song that we're going to be looking into is Embrace featuring Spiral, aka Mr. Sonic Fan 1997. Let's go! The song Embrace was one of the most difficult but not too challenging projects that I've ever worked on as a musician. Originally it was supposed to be called I Won't Look Back, but the instrumentation along with the lyrics that I wrote, it did not meet to my expectations, so I knew that I had to start everything all over again and just refocus and retrace my steps on this song. I started to get some ideas and then watched a video. I think it was one of the masterclass videos from my deadmau5. Now, at the moment at the beginning of his video, there was one of the notes that I actually catched in my head, and it was pretty good, so that gave me an inspiration to add that as a song, but not like make it the exact same thing, because again, I'm wanting to be creative and just improvise my own pieces of work from scratch as a musician would. And what else did I do? And when I got to work on the song, I was thinking to myself, if I was going to make a song that was adventurous but more meaningful to the character Neon the Hedgehog, I wanted to ensure that the quality and the story was there, because again, it's not just the song that I'm only working on, but it's the story itself based on the character and the theme. So there was a lot that I had to go through. There was a lot of instrumentations that I had to record and multiple takes, because again, it took me a long time to work on this, regarding on the vocals and the instrumentation. So when I got to work on the Embrace song, I started to realize if I was going to make a song that was more appealing and more accurate to the theme of Neon the Hedgehog, and a bit more adventurous in some kind of way, I wanted to ensure that the quality and the story was there, because when you're writing songs, it needs to mean something. Because without the story, it's not going to have any emotion or any meaning to it. So I had a good thought about it as I was processing each of the instruments one at a time. So I started off with the drums, then the bass, hi-hats, guitars, and a bit of piano in the background. And there was a few more instruments I'm going to mention later on throughout the video. The instrumentation, it turned out a lot better, which I was really proud of. And then next came the lyrics that I needed to write. So I had to think very carefully about this, because again, I wanted the story to make sense. Because as a writer or songwriter, yeah, it takes a lot of effort. So mainly the story or the song is mainly towards Neon the Hedgehog, how he's improved himself and embraced himself to become a better person in the fan animation series of Team Sonic Adventures. And that song inspired me because I didn't want it to make it too original to Lux's music, but I wanted to make it just somewhat, you know, appealing. Neon the Hedgehog plays an important role to the story as one of the main protagonists, and I thought, yeah, I was gonna make a song that was not just about Neon the Hedgehog, but maybe that's part of his story, his adventure, and his place in all of this. What it means to being not just a hero, but what it means to being equally civil like everybody else. Those were the kind of elements that I wanted to add for this song, for Embrace. And after I've done the instrumentation, recorded my vocals, I was then looking for a singer or a vocalist to collaborate with. There was one in particular that I thought that I collaborated about 4 years ago, though she's been awfully busy, so I didn't want to disturb her since she was very busy, and I was still struggling to look for a vocalist until one person in particular came to my rescue and was offered to collaborate with me. So that person, of course, was Spiral, aka Mr. Sonic Fan 1997, and I gotta say, he was such an absolute legend. So if you're watching this, a big thank you for making this project possible. So yeah, he collaborated with me, he recorded his vocals, I just sent him the lyrics and this track itself along with my vocals and which parts that he was gonna sing. which of course I'm gonna let you listen to the track after I've explained all of this. By the time that he had recorded his vocals for the track, I had to listen to it with the instrumentation that I recorded, and I gotta say, it sounded a lot better. With his vocals in mind, it just made the song complete. So, I went back to the track with the vocals that he recorded, and then I finalized the track, rendered it, and had a proper listen, and it just sounded so good. I just had no other words to say, but just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal work. And again, a huge thank you to Spiral for making this possible. Without him, it would not have been possible to make. And after the track was finished, I then made a lyric video, which required me tons and tons of work and a lot of hours of editing, adding the lyrics on screen for every little transition, and I believe there was one little special effect that I used. It was the flash effect at the beginning, so I did not want to blind them. Well, I think it kind of did, but my bad, I guess. Sorry. But yes, in all seriousness, I am really proud of the way things have turned out. With a big help from Spiral, the song was completed along with the music video, and the reviews were really good. They were proud of the work that we put into this. I believe I've discussed about everything for the song. It's time for all of us to get into depth with the song and procrastinate. Now, before we get started, there's going to be some parts of the video that I will be pausing just to point out some of the instruments, the mood, and of course the vocals overall, just as I would normally do because I like to give feedback. Right, without further ado, let's go ahead and play this. And the beginning part of the song I like because it starts off with the piano, and then after this part it gets even better with the strings, a bit of the hi-hat, and then the mood starts to change up a bit as we go upbeat. My moments in reach. That's my vocals. It's time to unleash. I think my favourite part overall with this track was just getting to hear both of our vocals, mine and Spiral's. And you can hear a bit of the guitar in the background. That's my favourite. Again, there were some parts of the vocals that did feel a little bit off, so I just wanted to make sure that it was spot on. It's not perfect, but I would say it was an effort. At long last, I finally found my peace. You can hear the kick drum as well. The neon theme as a reference. Here comes the guitars, a bit of strings in the background. I feel no because I know that I'm not alone. Right, I'm just going to pause here for a second. I'm just going to show you something. So, the little transition during this part... Sorry, not transition. The part where the texts were moving from the left. I'll show you. Yeah, this part. This was a little bit challenging for me because I wanted it to blend in with the environment of the background. Because again, this is Lucas's amazing work. And he's such an awesome animator. I recommend checking him out. When there's light, there's no doubt that we can take on anything. So the text here, if I could show you. This part here, I just inverted some of the background, just so you can see a bit of the video, but with the text, because it actually blends, kind of blends in a bit. And the embrace, I actually made the text from scratch. I used multiple layers for that though, and it took me a long time to make. And there's Spiral's vocals in the background. Reach for the Stars, which is a reference from Sonic Colors. A song that was composed by two musicians from Cash Cash. I love that piano background again. It gets even better because you can hear the lead piano. That we all agree. There's that kick drum again. Because because it starts to go quiet from both verses 1 to verse 2. And then it gets even better when you hear the guitars in, oh, I think it's in the pre-chorus and the chorus? I can't remember if it's in the... Actually, I'll double check. Okay, so it's just somewhere halfway across the pre-chorus. And both of our vocals start to blend in. God, it sounds... The vocals just makes my life complete. Every time I hear that. Ready to embrace. It's good. And there were some of the scenes that I did reuse just to make sure that the chorus was there. And then there was other episodes I used there was other episodes I can't even talk today. There were other episodes that I used to edit out during the parts. So I used it at 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that was from Emerald Hill, Chemical Plant, Ancient... No, Aquatic Root, sorry. Casino Night, and Hilltop. And this part, the bridge, that was a difficult part to do. I think that took me about 3 or 4 tries. And it feels amazing now that I have found my rightful place where I belong. And the woes, those were easy to do, because I was always up for a challenge. I'm just gonna pause again. So originally, before I raised the pitch up a bit, originally it was supposed to be a D chord, but I raised up the pitch to the E chord because I always love a challenge and I wanted to sing my vocals at a higher note, because I'm all about... I always love a challenge, especially Spiral. He did an awesome job. Oh, my next game typo. Thank you for all the courage you showed. Yep, that was a different scene. That one too. And that was the fight with Leon and the gang versus Saber. Okay, this part I love the ending part. And as we get to the final chorus, well, near the end of the final chorus, I mean, everything goes quiet, along with the chords in the background. So yeah, I was really proud of the hard work. And of course, again, big shout out to Spiral and to Lucas RBDJ. Tremendous job. Again with the animation and the vocals. So yeah, there you go. That was Embrace on Team Sonic Adventures featuring Spiral, and again a big thank you to Spiral for making this possible. I couldn't have done it without his help, and it was such an honor. And that brings us up to the end of this episode. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, hit the subscribe and click on the bell to stay notified on all of my uploads. All of my social media links along with the second channel, Ultra Evolution, will be provided in the description box below. And I hope to see all of you in the next episode of UltraSonicHero Studio. Take care.